Sound check, of course.
Oh yeah, I'll do a sound check. Yeah, I'll do a sound check, Ron.
Thank you.
Checkmate King 2. This is White Rook, over.
We got you, White Rick. We got you, but I'm not live on my thing, so that's all important. I got to mute, so I'm not talking double here, but I'm not live yet.
20 seconds. Look at, we're live. I see it right there.
I'm not live on my screen. I can't
I am
mute.
here.
I can't mute. See, look, there you go. Talking double. So, okay, let's get ready here, folks. Get ready. We're about to begin here. So, we'll count down here. 3, 2, 1, and welcome into Drone Nation for March 13th, 2023. I should have titled this the St. Patrick's Day episode because it's come up in a few days where I'm staying here in Florida. They're having a big celebration downstairs. I'm going to skip the show tonight to go down there and get some green beer and wear one of those party hats, but I couldn't do it to the Drone Nation universe, so I'm on set tonight. I told them to keep some green beer on tap until I could get down there later on. But thanks, welcome in everybody, folks. We got a good show coming at you tonight. And before we get started too much in the woods here, I want to say a happy birthday to our dear friend Captain Ray Kelly.
Happy birthday, Captain Ray.
I believe it was his 39th birthday yesterday, and he had a big celebration. I called him, talked to him yesterday phone. He was at an art festival here in Juno Beach. So thank you, Captain Ray, for all you do in the community and being a friend of so many people. So hey, let's go around the table tonight, and we'll start with our regulars, and we'll go to our special guest here. We'll finish up with him. So Marcus, how you doing tonight?
Well, not flying many drones lately, Ron. The weather just hasn't been so it's finally warmed up a little bit, and I think we're past the snow and that kind of stuff, but it's been wet, rainy weather and not conducive to flying a drone. So hoping to get out and fly. I've got a lot of things that I want to do and drones that I want to fly, but I did I'm going to show off a little bit here.
Marcus, I know a place where where there's some good weather for you to fly.
Yeah, Florida. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, but so in the Corvette at the Boise Roadster Show, we took first place. So
of course,
I was pretty tickled about that.
That's congrats.
Something to do on a weekend, right?
But your team, yeah.
To your point, Ron, I am so looking forward to Florida. I'm ready to go. And Mr. Ray Kelly got a package in the mail today of some stuff to give away.
A little, what do you call it? A care package or whatever?
A care package, yep.
There you go. So, all right, DeMarco, what have you been up to?
Lots of rain here. It was rainy and cold on Friday. But Maddox had a baseball tournament, and he came in second for the tournament, so that was good.
Oh, congrats, man.
No drone flying for me, though. But I did charge up the Air 2S thinking that, I would get out Sunday. But he had 3 games Sunday. So, that was a wrap for me. So, but
you'll make up for that. You'll make up for that in Florida with some lot of drone flying.
I can't wait. Range test, baby.
Don't say range test. Line of sight range test.
Line of sight range test. Yes.
So, okay. Well, I want to welcome in our special guest. I don't think he's ever been on the show before. It's our good friend Scott France. We meet him at all the meetups. We've seen him out in Texas at Spin Up. We've seen him in South Florida, the South Florida Drone Meetup. So we finally got him on the show tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight, Scott.
Wait. He is a fellow Seminole too.
That's really why he's on the show tonight.
Yep. Matter of fact, I don't know. Can you share my screen real quick?
I'm getting ready to do it right now.
That's for DeMarco.
Stomping ground.
Yeah, I got to go back sometime when they got the field painted up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I took a date there. We sat there with a date there.
Let's see. Were we somewhere right in there? I think you were.
Took a date
I think I was sitting over here a little bit.
That one too.
Yep.
I took this blonde girl there. Oh, it's unbelievable.
DeMarco's reliving his glory days.
No. I had the same girlfriend the whole time. So
I hope his wife's not watching the broadcast tonight.
Well, that's great. We had a good time. I got to meet DeMarco. Well, I met DeMarco at Spin Up, and weren't you at Spin Up? Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And oh, I know because
met your
we were
wife.
chasing your car. That was so much fun. That really was fun. So, but then I got to meet him here. We had a meet up in Tallahassee, which was really fun.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
So Scott, what have you been up to? You're mostly an FPV guy. So have you been flying a lot lately, or?
I've been flying a little bit, but not as much as I wanted to. We got a lot going on, at least in life. We're downsizing our house. We've gotten rid of our kids, so we're trying to sell it right now. So, of course, there's a whole bunch of work you have to do deal with that. We thought we had sold it one time, so we halfway moved out, and then we had halfway moved back to stage the house, and then busy with work and, you know, getting ready for the South Florida drone meetup. That's what I'm excited about and ready to go.
What's the Florida real estate market like at this time?
It was pretty good. I think it's still okay, but I mean, we all see the news right now, so we're getting a lot of activity. I told them I don't really want activity. I just want one buyer. So you know. Yeah. But hey, you know, it'll happen when it happens. We're fortunate enough that we don't have to sell it, so we can be patient and wait. So, but we're probably going to end up going to South Georgia. I like a simple. I'm kind of a country boy. I grew up in a rural area, and Florida's. A lot of people like Florida, and I understand why. But I'm trying to kind of move back so the rural area will stay around me for a little bit longer. And we bought land in South Georgia, which is farmland all the way around us. So
good. Yeah, I grew up in a small town in a rural area, so I know what you're talking about.
The same thing's going to happen there too, though, because I see some of the like Bainbridge it's a small. It's like Tallahassee. Except for it's starting to grow, and so they're all kind of doing that. But
yeah, everybody's moving to the Sun Belt. Yeah. Hey, listen, I have another guest in the back room here. Another South Floridian. I don't know how you say it, whatever. But yeah, there you go. And I got to get him on the air here because the shrimp's running low back in the green room here. So we got to get him on. So no further ado, and I'm not sure what location in Florida Adrian's from, but I'm sure he will fill us in. So here we go. Let's welcome in Adrian Mateo Jones.
Oh, Adrian.
There he is.
Oh. What's up, man?
Great to have you on, Adrian.
Brother Ron, Marcus, Scott, DeMarco.
What's up?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually in Gainesville, Ron.
Oh, you're in Gainesville. We were talking about Gainesville in the back room earlier. Now, does that mean you're...
I have seen him sitting in the Gator stands.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we better not have DeMarco and Adrian beside each other then, huh?
But see, Ron, the only time me and DeMarco will get along is with drones. Other than that, I don't like him.
Oh no. We can talk about other stuff too. Just not
because if he show anything Florida State, that's it. It's over.
Hey,
I think he was going to dress head to toe in Florida State Gator gear at the meetup.
He's a drum brother, not a college football brother. That's what
rival.
So you're from Gainesville. Did you grow up there or did you move there?
No, actually, I'm from the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
I actually used to live in I came here. I used to live in St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands. Then I moved to Florida, Jacksonville. Then I moved to Gainesville.
Okay. Wow. That's quite a.
So Adrian and I still have to get together and go flying. I know
You
right
have been
where he's
saying
at.
that for years, Scott, and I'm waiting for it.
Man, I tell you what was over a year ago that we talked about this, and I can't seem to get any time to go. I'm just gonna have to do it sometime. But
I understand. I mean, you have been telling me that you've been busy, so I try not to bug you about it, that much, because I know you stay pretty busy, just like I do, Monday through Friday.
yeah.
Now, Adrian, do you fly a lot of FPV drones also?
Not really. No, I'm more of a GPS guy, but I
Okay.
have the DJI FPV drone, but I'm still a chicken and get that thing on full acro every once in a while, because the last time I crashed it, I did some damage to it. So.
Oh no.
Oh boy, that's not good.
And then Scott's supposed to be my teacher, but again, he never have
Yeah,
time for
he's too
it.
busy.
Well, look what I got, Adrian. You
What?
see what I got?
Oh, you sucker!
Yeah, he got it.
Now mine is special though. Do you see what it says? Let's see. Let's see if I can get the camera right.
Now hold on,
Can you
I'll
make it
make you
big,
big if I can figure out how to do it. Hold on. There we go. I figured it out. There we go.
So that says Drone Bum. And then I got Carlos right there, back to the sky, Carlos.
Oh, no way. Okay.
And then on the other side, I got Drone Psyche.
Sign. That's
Which
a
is
sign.
Charlie.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a valuable
So-
drone.
That's what I'm going to tell you. This is a special drone to me.
So you can't, you're not allowed to crash that.
Well, I actually already have. I have flown it about 3 or 4 times, and but I have gone to manual mode twice. No, 3 times. The second time, I just did it at a bad spot. Luckily enough, I was real close to the ground, and I just kind of dropped it real quick and didn't really do any damage. I messed up one prop, and but I'm kind of a little leery to me that's a special drone, and I don't really want to mess it up. So
Yeah.
I'll probably fly it. Oh yeah, so this, I guess you guys know I've done some drawings, and I know South Florida Drone Meetup is the reason why we're all getting together. And of course we're doing it in honor of Rick Halbert.
Yeah.
Which, passed
Yep.
away. It was March 12th, 2021.
2 years ago. Wow.
Yep.
Well,
Couple
this
years
is the
ago, yep.
3rd year, is that right? Anyway, it is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I guess what it was, the first meetup, this is the 3rd meetup, but he had just passed away. So
Right, he just passed away just when we had the first Florida
Right.
Drum meetup. Yeah, that was 2021. You're right, that 2021.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, Ron,
Okay.
Ron's got a big smile in that picture.
Well, I can replicate that.
Anyway, that's what inspired me to do what I did. There's Marcus up there in the corner.
And you even
Yeah,
got
he got a
Chris
big
Hope. You
smile,
even got
too.
Chris Hope at his knife.
Yeah, well, that's the knife, and you guys know that they gave to Steve Carpenter.
Yeah,
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 on
which is
behalf of
Sure,
Rick.
which Steve
Yep.
Carpenter was there. That's
Yeah.
I would have loved to have met him at that time, but anyway, I think y'all. But what happened was I knew Rick Halbert, didn't know him because my story is I was the great lurker because I lurked for 2 years, and anyway, Bob Casey was the one that says, man, you got to get you a channel and start participating. So it's his fault. I always blame
really?
Bob. Yep. And anyway, but I was watching all these videos and I saw how much Rick Halbert meant to all you guys. And that really kind of touched me. And I don't know, the next thing I knew, I was kind of sketching all these people. And it was practice for me to try to learn how to draw. I still not, still trying to figure out how to do it. But
How long have you been drawing, Scott?
Well, I've always kind of doodled and played around and stuff, but to actually seriously sit down and do it, it's not been very long. If you, let's see here. I'm going to pull a picture off the wall. That is my inspiration for drawing. This is, I don't know if I can do it. Hang on, I'm not very good at this.
I'm going to try to make you big again.
So if you see that, it says Jackrabbit Special.
Yep.
Monkey May 74.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
So
wow.
what happened was Monkey was my uncle. My oldest brother couldn't say Unc. He said Monkey. And everybody started trying to correct him. And he said, nope, don't correct him. My name is Monkey. And so he was Monkey from then on. And so we'd go to the beach and say, hey, Monkey, let me just jump off your shoulders and stuff. And but let me tell you, Monkey was a great guy. Anyway, he was the real artist. And I went down there visiting, and he said, well, what do you want me to draw? I said, well, draw me a race car. Well, he'd draw me a horse. I said, well, what do you want me to draw now? I said, draw me a race car, and he would draw me a cat. And he kept doing this to me so much that I was starting to get a little aggravated, and he never would draw this race car. Well, I no more got home, and about a week later, that car showed up. And all he was trying to do was find out what I really wanted. And then he put some time into it. And but he used to send things like that to us for Christmas cards and birthday cards and things like that. So we always got a special watercolored print like that he made up for us. And so I've got several of these type drawings that he gave me throughout the years, which he's a special guy to me. So
yeah. That's a treasure.
That's a great story, Scott.
But anyway, so that's the reason why I started drawing. And I don't know if you see the poster behind me. That's actually drone community #1. And since
you had that, you had that at the meetup last year, right?
Yep. And you know, it won't. I can't get it to focus, and I'm not going to try. I'll mess things up. But I have come up with this year's version. And hang on just a second. Let me see if I can switch over and get that one. So I have an updated version now. And so you have my screen shared? I don't know if.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna make you small again and share the screen.
Right.
There we
so
go.
now that first version that's behind me, I had I think 87 people on it. Well, I am now up to
120.
Wow.
I pulled up the wrong one. Okay, because I actually added. I'm up to 122 now. Oh, shucks, man. Let me see if I can, well, I don't know.
So Scott, when you do that, do you have to redraw every face or?
No.
Yeah.
No, I drew each face individually and then brought them over here and dropped them in this screen.
Got ya.
And, well, that's kind of stinks because I have updated it and now I'm not exactly sure where I did it, but
Scott, don't worry. If you find it during some course of the show, we'll come back to it. But
no,
don't worry
I
about
actually
it.
do know where it's at. I'm gonna show you this real quick.
Oh, there's Dennis Lovelady.
Yeah, there's Dennis.
And let me see if I can zoom this out.
Wow.
So what that is, that's the ukulele that Rick Halbert gave Dennis.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And so I actually did that last year too. I kind of had that drawing at the South Florida Drone Meetup.
I didn't get to see that. That's nice.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure. Let me try this one. See if this is the updated. Yeah, here we go. This is the updated one. So now I'm up to 122 people. As you can see.
Yeah. Look at that.
I just added these 2 people. Actually, I added 3. I think. I can't remember. Yeah, I know who the other person is, but oh yeah, no, I added 4. I think. D&D Aerial, I put Keith Davis on there. But I add Andy Cortez and Geek Savannah, they're added on there.
Nice.
I put Eddie Nunez in there.
Eddie?
I put Chris Wedgeworth's here now. There's D&D Aerial. This is Keith Davis. You know, he hangs around with Ken all the time, you know.
Yep.
Let's see. I've added USA. Hang on, let's see.
Captain Joe?
Yeah, Captain Joe's here now.
Captain Joe's.
And there's, I think, Jim Beaucharp, but I added Don here, Fisheye and Mudball. And this is actually Don's idea. He said, be pretty neat if you just didn't draw me in there and only drew fisheye. So this is my version of that.
That's good.
But Alexis is new. I added her. I added Charles Gillespie. He's in here now. Lauren Donar, he's here.
Oh, gotta have Lauren.
Yep. Jim's droning is right here. Added him.
Gotta have Jim.
Where's Tommy Jean?
Okay, hang on. This is John Coopy. John Coopy's in here now. There's DeMarco.
Yeah.
Marcus.
Yeah.
And let's see. Let me see if I can zoom back out.
There's Ronnie.
See Tammy Jean. I added Mike Copper State Ariel. I added Susan Lee because she's such a big part of the drone community now. Greg Pittman, he's new. Charles Barkley's here. Michael McReynolds is here. He's new.
Yep.
I added Deneen. Deneen is here now.
Magic.
Cool.
It's a long name. You guys know who it is.
Yeah.
I apologize, Joe Blaylock. I did a pretty poor job for you. And here is Charles Hatmaker right beside him. They're new. Do you see that, Adrian?
Yes.
And who I added, they were actually on the last year's, but I added Pup, a.k.a. Jasper. So Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper. Yeah. I met Jasper last year.
There's Joe Fodolito. He's new. There's David Lorenzo. He's new. Brown. Help me out, guys. I know real well, and I can't. Wedgeworth.
Chris Wedgeworth. Yeah.
Well,
no. Okay.
I can't think of his first name right now. Brown.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys know who he is.
Yep.
Al Diaz. Added him.
Wow.
Lee's here now. Added Blaylock. Golly, why am I? Michael Blaylock. There's Flying Flynn. John. Here's Al. Al's new. We got Al on there now.
Al, good to see Al in there.
And then I also added Tony, Quadcopter Tech. Is that right?
Yep.
Anyway, so he's one of the last ones I added, and you guys probably don't even know it. And I'll be honest, I'm looking at this right now, and I don't think it represents him. I really might have to work on him, but I just happen to be watching Uncle Bill's show. I don't get to see him live because most of the time I'm kind of asleep. But this is Lambo.
Oh, really?
And he was eating some fluff or something like that. And he just kind of cracked me up. I said, well, I've been seeing Lambo around a lot, so I need to add him on there. So I actually did that, but I definitely need to work on him. So
that's great, Scott.
But anyway, so this is this year's version.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us, and we'll get to see it at the meetup in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and print out a couple of copies and bring them with me, and
great,
and have them, and we'll probably give them away again like we did last year. So
great,
and
thank you.
I always tell anybody that wants this, they're I see Lambo's in here now. Anyway, anybody wants this, all they got to do is email me, and it's jackrabbitfpv@gmail.com, and I'll give it to you.
You kind of broke up for a second there. Will you want to repeat that again?
jackrabbitfpv@gmail.com.
Thank you, Scott.
And
thank you. So, okay, let's get into the show's agenda thing, because we have a lot of good topics to talk about. I want to hear everybody's opinions on a lot of these things. And the first topic is one that it's got some people in the community upset because they've already made their purchase. But we always have the DroneNation deal of the day, and this has been going on for a few days now. The DJI Mini 3, this is the Mini 3 standard, not the Pro, is now on sale for only $469 over at DJI.com and Amazon as well. And it's only $609 for the kit where you get the upgraded DJI RC controller. But even better, for only $379, you can buy just the drone, no controller included. And this sale is in effect through from 3/9, which of course today is already 3/13, to 4/7. And you know, and so go over there, pick one up, and tell them DroneNation sent you. But we'll go around the room here a little bit. Adrian, what do you think of that deal? I mean, the Mini 3 is not that old already, and they've already put a big price drop on it.
Look at that.
To be honest with you, Ron, give me some adult mint. I don't really have much to say about the Mini 3 because to me, the Mini 3 is like one of the ugliest drones that DJI came out with, and that's one that I'm not even looking into getting. So I really can't give you an input on that one because I really don't know much about it. I've never followed it from the very beginning when it came out, so I can't really say much about it.
Understood. DeMarco, do you have the Mini 3 Pro or the Mini 3? I always forget.
I have the Mini 3 Pro.
Pro, yeah. So what do you think about this? Almost what $100 price cut, a $90 price cut coming so shortly after. I mean, this is a sale. This isn't a perfect markdown, but what do you think of this deal?
Hey, it is unlike DJI to do something like this so soon. Like when I saw your message about that, I was like, that was the first thing that crossed my mind. I mean, now it's good. It's good for people who, you know, want to jump on it though. But makes me say, is it not selling?
Make you say,
That sounds like a song, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I'm an 80s kid. Yeah. So I mean, but I've got mine though, so I wouldn't buy it. But you know, for the people who already have a controller, you know, it's good for them. Yeah.
Now I do have to say, Ron, that price drop, it does. I kind of agree with DeMarco what he's saying. It does make you wonder what in the heck is going on. Why the price drop? Because at first there was the big hype, and then all of a sudden, you know, that again, I can't really have a big input on it. But when it comes to money, I do like to talk green. So yeah, I do wonder what the heck is going on.
I think DeMarco may be onto something there. You know, is it not selling? I mean, anybody that asks me, I say just get the Mini 3 Pro. Don't even mess with that Mini 3. So that could be some of it. Scott, what do you think about this price cut?
I'm excited. I'm glad. And I don't really want to tell you why. So what?
He got it. That's right.
Oh, no, let me rephrase it. I had it. And I wasn't going to expose myself. And here we are. So I mentioned earlier, maybe it was before we got online, but you know, I'm trying to sell the house, right? So what happens, but one of our huge pine trees decides to die. So we had to get it cut down. And it's like, son of a gun, you know, you can't sell a house with a dead pine tree in the yard. So guess what? We cut it down. I said, well, just stack it up in the backyard. I'll take care of it. Well, I took care of it. I lit a match to it. It went up. I said, that'd be a good video. So I literally was flying around it. Barely touched like a leaf on the oak tree that was right beside it, and it barely hung up in it. The problem was,
oh no,
I was like, okay, I'm okay. I went and got my Air 2S, take it up there, said, oh yeah, it's right there. I'm sitting there in my mind thinking, oh, how can I go in here and grab this thing? Well, the fire was so hot, that limb above it was sitting there doing this.
Oh, wow.
I had my camera on it. I'm filming it and everything. And I'm looking and I said, man, I still got a lot of battery left. I'm going to turn it off. I turned my back and I was busy doing something else. And I heard blip. I knew what it was. That son of a gun fell in the fire. So I actually sacrificed a drone so I wouldn't have a bad fire. And that was one of the cleanest fires I've ever had. But unfortunately, I donated that drone to the fire. So
to the fire gods.
Yep. And so I'm in the market for just a drone.
Well, that is a sad story, Scott. I'm so sorry to hear that. Doggone it.
I knew better, and I, you know how it is. Look, I flew safe and I was okay. And I said, I'm going to just drop down and I'll be okay. I know what I'm doing. I'm paying attention. It's right there. I should have waited because the fire was still too alive and I really was paying attention to it. And, and it was just sitting there hovering. But you know what? If I think back to it, probably what was going on is the heat of the fire was actually messing with it too. Yeah. And it probably just went over a little bit too close. It was just too close to too many things, and I shouldn't have done it. So live and learn. Well,
no better time to grab a DJI Mini 3 than right now. Marcus, your thoughts on this big sale over on the Mini 3?
Well, okay. Talk to the guy that owns one and flies it a little bit.
There you go.
This is a fantastic piece, and I'll be a little bit, you know, I know it's been criticized for a number of reasons. It's a decontented version of the Mini 3 Pro, and I have the Mini 3. Pardon me?
Are you going to be biased because you have the drone, or you're going to be honest?
I'm not sure what you mean, Adrian.
No, I'm saying, are you going to be honest about the drone, or are you going to be biased, meaning that you love the drone so much that you're going to be talking good about it?
Well, I'm a little bit insulted by that comment. In my reviews, I'm honest. I really, Adrian, I'm taking that one kind of tough. I try and be as honest as I can in my reviews, yes, and particularly when I talk about drones, because it's my business. This is what I build my channel on, Adrian, yes, is telling people what these drones, you know, what I know about them, and I try and be as direct as I can. So, you know, probably there's a little bias that comes into everybody's review. And I did buy this drone, Adrian, and I bought it at the full price before they had it on sale. But anyway, I think it's a good product. It is obviously a decontented version of the Pro. But at this price drop, it's a tremendous value. $409 with the RCN1 controller. Why would you buy some of those other Amazon drones that are very nearly that price when you can get this guy? It shoots in 4K 30, beautiful video, does vertical video as well for people that like to do
Instagram Reels and TikToks. And
right. And it still has a number of the automated features. Does all the quick shots, does not do the master shots. I'm trying to remember some of the features that they took away and changed.
It only has 12 megapixels, doesn't do the 48 megapixels.
Right. But the video quality is fantastic for the money, and hopefully DJI keeps it at that price. If they keep it at that price, the biggest complaint about this guy to begin with was that it was overpriced, and I agreed. I thought it was too expensive, but now at this new price point, I think it's a game changer.
Yeah. Now, what about just to clarify here, they did say in an email, this is DJI, that the sale was run through 4/7, so they did not indicate that this was a permanent markdown. DeMarco, you were about to.
Yeah, I was going to say. So that's 409. And I think
no, I think Marcus misspoke. 469.
469.
469.
Okay, I did misspeak.
But the SE is supposed to be around 369. I mean, that's what the word is. You know.
There you go. Yeah.
Rumor.
Tight. You know, it's man.
No, but what I'm saying, DeMarco, is that okay? So then another $100 and you get all the more functionality.
Get that.
Yeah. Why buy that new SE even if it was available?
Why?
For this sale. Yeah.
Oh, one more point, Ron, is I suspect that sale. I totally agree. It's probably because it's selling slow is the reason that they're reducing the price.
Yeah.
But number two, what does that mean for the future of the Mini 2? Is it getting close to end of life? Just a thought.
I would say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
I would say so. Yes.
And our advice has been for a couple weeks now. Don't even consider that Mini 2 SE. Just go buy Mini 2 now before they're gone.
If you want one, yeah. Oh, that's something. Ron, I think it's worth talking about. You and I discussed earlier today about the difference in video quality between the Mini 2 and this guy, and it's significant. It's 4K 30, just like the Mini 2, but the video quality, and Scott, you can chime in too. I think it's way better.
Oh,
much bigger image sensor in there. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's a great drone, or what?
Yeah.
It was a great drone. I loved it. It's very compact. I mean, I got an Air 2S, and I'll be honest, I love both of them. They were.
Now,
really
I do have a
good
question,
drones.
Marcus. When did the SE version came out? Is it already out or not yet?
The Mini 2 SE is not available in the US yet. But hey, I'm going to agree with you, Adrian. It is an ugly little guy.
It is. That's why I like it.
You can't see it when it's up in the sky.
Unless you like frogs. Unless you like frogs. If you're a frog fan, then it's your favorite drone.
That's what I call it, a flying frog. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the answer to Andrew's question, last time I talked to friends in Australia, it was available in Australia. I know this is the SE2, and they were expecting delivery at the end of February, but I don't think that happened because you still can't find any kind of unboxing or first flight videos on YouTube. So I suspect that it's still not out.
It may not be. Hey, Ron, I'm going to put something on the screen here because I want to make sure people understand. Come to the South Florida Drone Meetup because if you're looking for a Mini 2, Captain Ray has got one that we're giving away. So
yes, thank you. Marcus, we touched on this a little bit in our conversation too. I've had a couple people in the community reach out to me, and they've been very disappointed with this sale because they purchased their Mini 3 at the full price of, I believe, $569 or something like that.
I know who you're talking about. Are his initials GM?
Yes, but there's more than just GM. But GM was on the latter ones. They're mad that they put the sale on right after they got their Mini 3s.
Go ahead, Adrian.
I remember when I bought my my Altel Evo 2 Pro Enterprise, and then Altel went ahead and brought the price down by like over $685. I actually called them, and they actually gave me the refund back to my card. Will DJI honor that? Do you think?
Oh, I doubt it. I can't imagine. Yeah.
But I'm glad you got lucky with Altel though.
Yeah, I'm glad Altel took care of you. That's interesting. That's good to know.
Yeah, actually, I mean, they did it almost. They said it was going to take 2 weeks, but it actually was on my account the day after. Literally only 24 hours.
So that's kind of similar to the story about the Lite Plus. I mean, so I bought the Lite Plus. I think I paid a little over $1,000 for it for the premium bundle. And there were people when that first came out, they paid like $1,900 for the same drone. So it was literally almost half price.
Yeah, I mean, drones like anything else in life. How many times do you buy something that's on sale the next week, whether it's something at the supermarket or whatever? Sometimes you win on sales and sometimes you don't. I mean, I feel bad that people paid the full go for the Mini 3, but this stuff happens.
Hey, Lon's trying to sell his Mini 3 kit.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what he's saying there.
Well, Lon, you won't get what you would have got for it before this sale. So, yeah. Anyhow, it's a good. I mean, in all seriousness, if you were thinking about getting a Mini 3 standard or whatever, now's the time to get it or whatever. So, run over there and pick one up. And a DJI. We talked about this, Marcus, too. DJI. I forget what the shipping on DJI was, but if you bought it from Amazon. No, DJI was charging $8 to ship it. Well, if you lived where I lived, it was $8 shipping. And of course, maybe on Amazon, maybe you could find somebody who was doing free shipping. But anyways, something to think about if you're letting the market. Okay, another quick.
They'll keep the price at that price point. Hopefully it'll be one of those things that it just evolves.
The sale never goes off. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying it says the sale price. But you're right. I mean, the Altel Mini and Lite went on sale, and they're still on sale like 6 months later. So hopefully, Okay, another story here. DJI story here. The DJI Mini 3 wide angle lens, which I've done a couple of videos on it lately. I just got it about a month ago. It's now available for order over at DJI.com for $39. It's been on back order almost ever since it came out, like last summer. You know, you would have to, you know, put that thing or send an email when it's available. It's hard to get. And, you know, over at Amazon, you can buy it, but it's mostly sold by third-party sellers, and they raise the price up to generally $55. So,
that for Marcus.
so anyhow, you know, if you're interested in the DJI Mini 3 wide angle lens, you know, now's the time to go over the DJI.com before it sells out again. You know, and again, I messed up earlier. I didn't mean that I said the Mini 3 was shipping for $8. Mini 3 would be free if you bought it from DJI, but the lens, because it's under $100, whatever, they'll charge me $8 living on the East Coast to ship it. So that's still less than $55 a third-party seller is selling it to you on,
right,
you know, Amazon for. So anyhow, if you're interested, if you don't know anything about the wide-angle lens for the Mini 3, I've got 3 videos out and already. Go over. I have an unboxing first look. I got a comparison between the wide-angle and the regular lens on the Mini 3. Now I got another video where I'm just showing just the wide-angle. And so anyhow, you know, check it out.
Hey, Ron, I want to point out that I learned a lot from that video that you put together and in our discussions. So, Ron, you know, I always thought about a wide angle lens. Okay, so big deal. It gets you a little bit more of a view. But what Ron explained to me is that you can be closer to your subject then. You can get the whole subject in there. But because you're closer, you have better resolution. Which I didn't even think about. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And like you said, you know, most times people say, well, why don't you just back up further? You got to get a drone, just fly it backwards and get everything in. And that is true. You know, just fly backwards to get more of the wide angle. But what if you're doing a real estate shoot and it's a tree behind you or a wall behind you and you can't back the drone up or whatever? That wide angle can get the whole house in even when you're close to it. So that's the value. And of course, there's downsides because you get a little fisheye distortion at times, but there's ways around that too. And I think I show in the video a little bit about that too. Whatever. And of course, the software you can remove that too to some degree.
Can I point out the Freewell version? You can get their wide angle kit. It includes ND filters that fit the. And
that's and I'm pointing out in the video that that's the one downside of the DJI one. There's no ND filters for it. Now that's the Mini 3 wide angle lens, right?
This is Mini 3 and it includes anamorphic. Now, Ron, you know, we've discussed anamorphic before. I got to be honest with you, I don't see the point of it for most droners. It's a cool trick, but there's so much that you have to do in post-production to make it work. You have to de-squish and all that stuff just to get the 2 black bands at the top and the bottom. If you're making a movie, maybe, but other than that, I'm not sure.
Yeah. You know, I've had you sent me an anamorphic lens for the Air 2S a couple of years ago, right? And I played with it, and I don't get one comment on that video about you should use the anamorphic lens more or whatever. Nobody really cares. You know, they made a couple of Hollywood movies using it, whatever. Nobody really cares.
Yeah, the only so the one thing I just thought of is one of the things that the really artistic people look for is the anamorphic lens will give you that bluish lens flare. Now, so Freewell,
Marcus, I got one for you. If you ever see the first Star Trek movie with the cast they have now, they use that blue anamorphic line all the time in that Star Trek movie.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So Freewell will sell you a lens that'll fake that blue lens flare or red lens flare. And then
you don't have to do the software stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sign me up for that one.
Yeah.
Because it's a pain to take that into Final Cut and de-squeeze it and all that or whatever. It's
a job.
Yeah, it's just a job. I mean, I'm not down in the anamorphic lens. If that's your thing or whatever, go for it. It's cool, whatever. I just don't know if it's something that, you know, is for the common user. I don't know what the, you know, I'm saying what the common user would be, but anyhow, good to try and good to know that there's options out there. You know, Marcus, you don't have a price point on that wide angle lens you showed for.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up, Ron. I'll be honest with you.
It's probably more than $39 though, right?
Oh, I'm quite sure it is. So to your point, The bargain is the DJI one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, this wide angle lens is something. It's not something I use all the time. I won't have it on. I won't even have it on half the time. I probably won't have it on 25% of the time. It's a special use lens, so you probably don't want to pay a lot of money for something you're not going to use a lot. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay. Another story here.
Hey, Ron.
Go ahead.
Before we get off.
Go ahead.
So I just looked it up. This whole kit is $130, $129.99 on Amazon.
Yeah, and of course you're getting 2 lenses and ND filters. So
filters, right?
It's a good value, but if you're just looking for a wide angle lens, it's a little.
Yeah, much. And this guy right here to get the blue and gold streaks, the anamorphic effect, is $40.
Well, that's more like it.
Yeah.
Okay, another story here. Deals Drones over Twitter leaked just in the last 24 hours that the DJI Inspire 3 is rumored to be announced in early April. We've been hearing about that Inspire 3 almost since the beginning of the year. So it looks like maybe an early April timeframe could be when they say announced. Adrian, what do you make of this Inspire 3 from DJI?
I'll be honest with you. If holy cow, all I could think about is price.
What do you think the price will be? That's a good question.
Well, the Inspire 2 goes for about $2,500 or above. So I'm thinking, I think maybe Marcus can agree with me. I'm thinking about $4,500, maybe $5,000. What do you think, Marcus?
Oh, and we're talking with no camera on it, right? Just a drone.
Okay, wait a minute. Holy cow! Maybe about without the camera, maybe $3,000, maybe $4,500.
Oh no! I let me say if there's a no camera version, it's going to be about probably $5,000-6,000. Version with the camera, I'm going to say is $8,000-9,000. Yeah.
Oh, holy cow, that much?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing. We got to ask Lon. Lon, how much is it going to be? Lon, tell us.
Yeah, Lon knows.
Yeah. I'll bet Lon knows.
What about Lauren? Would Lauren know?
I'm quite. Lauren is saying north of $6,000. So yeah.
Oh, yes. I'll take 2.
2.
Well, DeMarco, if you had your kind of money.
Yeah.
And then, of course, and be various lens choices for it, and camera choices. The more, of course, the better the camera, the more you drive the price up on it.
But would a drone like that be used in like a movie set? I mean, not like a big budget set. Probably like
It would.
Commercial.
It would be used in a big budget movie. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And for TV production.
Yeah. What is the primary use of that drone? I mean, what are the uses?
Cinematic movie making.
Okay, so
TV, movie, documentaries, anything that require, like I'm sure they'll come with a full frame camera option for it, so it'll be easy for a professional movie thing to put that footage from that drone in with their high quality cameras. It'll look closer to what they're getting off their, professional movie cameras.
Lon is saying $7,000, the drone and 2 batteries.
Okay. And now that drone was due for a big update because the Inspire 2 is 5 years old or something like that. So it doesn't have OcuSync. It has what was before OcuSync? Lightbridge.
Lightbridge, yeah.
And it has a lot of old technology in it. So yep, I know this. We don't really have the audience here that's really, looking to get an Inspire. Most people I know have the older Inspire, like Inspire 1s and stuff, because you can pick them up, at a pretty good price now.
Max Air 420, he has one, doesn't he?
Yep, he brought it to the meetup last year.
Exactly.
But drones like that, that the old one, I know most people I know have the Inspire 1 have the camera that's that's about the same camera came on the Phantom 4 or whatever. You know, it's not a, you know, by today's standards, it's not a very advanced camera. But yeah. So Inspire 3 will be, you know, we should be looking for it in the spring. It's not really the drone for hobbyists, but you know, just something that you'd like when you go into the car dealership. You may not, unless you're Marcus Crawford, you may not be buying the Corvette, but you still stop and look at it on the way back to buy your minivan or SUV.
Minivan? That's DeMarco. You're confusing me with DeMarco. Yeah.
Hey, but it's paid for.
There you go.
So's the Corvette, Marco.
Yay! No, you know, no, Ron, I'm with you though. It's great to see it though, but I would never, ever need something like that. Ever.
And plus, for us hobbyists, you know those drones. Imagine you taking that thing down to the local park and taking off. Well, you'd have some Karen calling the cops on you before you got the motor spinning.
No, Karens, plural.
A whole minivan of Karens that pop out saying, "You can't fly here."
Max is saying you need a minivan just to transport it.
There you go. There you go. I mean, I get more use out of the Mini 3 than I would the Inspire 3.
Oh man,
totally agree.
Marcus, would that be a drone that you will get?
No, I just said that. No, not. If someone gave it to me, I would even fly it though. I would just sell it. Yeah, I mean, if I won one,
it would go right on eBay. Yeah.
I would even open it up. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, I've got a lot more affordable drones on the agenda here now. Just in the past week or so, I've seen a lot of information on. Everybody here knows our good friends over at Seafly, maker of fine drones. They have a new drone. Actually, it's already out. The Seafly Faith 2 SE is now available over at AliExpress, starting at only $206, and I think I'm going to try to play a little video for you guys. You guys all want to see the Faith, don't you?
Sure.
Let me see. Hey, why not? Yeah.
Talk for a second here while I work behind the scenes here. I'm never good at getting all these windows going.
We talked a little bit about the Seafly Mini that I'm sure Ron is going to bring up a little bit later. A couple weeks ago, I think, and I had the specs on it. The issue that I have with Seafly is I've never had one that really flew worth a darn. And like their Seafly Mini, it's 15 frames a second. So, you know, we'll see. Well, let's see. Ron's got that video ready, so.
First of all, what is that on top of the drone?
R2D2. It's a drone you can buy and get your own R2D2.
Yeah. It's like a radar or LiDAR system for obstacle avoidance. Adrian, I know it does look like something from an old science fiction movie, but that's what it is. Let me share the screen one more time and see if I can get. I've got to get the right window up here with the details.
Hey, DeMarco, that smile on Marcus' face is like, what the bleep, 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 bleep.
No, he's seen it before. He's seen it before, yeah.
Yeah, those. It's kind of a cool looking gimmick, but I mean that's clearly, you know, and
but that's not the first drone that had that. Didn't that Ranger
Yeah. Well, it was first. It was the SG 906.
That's it.
It had it. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, here it's only $206 on AliExpress here now. I think the
without R2D2.
The version with the little radar on the top costs a little bit more. I think let's see. Can I click it here? I can't click it here. Hold on here. Yeah, it's $239 to get that little radar on the top there.
R2D2 is only $30 more. Holy cow!
Yeah. And it comes with a remote controller battery. Marcus, like the cheaper the drone, the nicer storage bag it comes with.
That's right.
It has a 540-degree rotating radar obstacle avoidance.
Hey, so here I got a question for you. So Ron, you're flying the drone and you're moving up, and you're about to go into the ceiling or into some trees that are up here above you. But that thing is looking forward at that moment. How's it going to know to stop you from?
Well, if it is 540 degrees, 360 degrees is looking all the way around, right?
Yeah, but that thing would have to be looking every direction at once. Is it, I don't know.
That's true. I guess the LiDAR helps it.
So the other thing that I noticed on that drone, I looked at that ad as well, Ron, and I noticed they were really skimpy on the specs. If you click on the specifications thing there at the top, it doesn't. Well, no, you just missed it down a little bit, right there, right next to description. That's all it tells you. So they're really not giving you much.
You know what? I've seen more details. I probably got the wrong link, but there's some place where view more. Hold on. There's some place where it tells you a lot more than that, but obviously I got the wrong link up here.
Yeah. Well, that's all I saw as well. Listen, it's cheap, right? So I don't know.
Anybody else have any thoughts on anybody else? Has anybody here owned a C-Fly drone?
No, me, I didn't own it though. I'm trying to put myself back in that mindset, back when I first started really flying the drones. Like, would I think this is pretty cool with their little lens on top? I probably would. Not knowing anything else, I would be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good.
That's who will buy it.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, Marco. That's who will buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be looking the way that you have the sticks going.
Yes.
But I don't know. I got to buy it.
Oh, you got a good point, Scott.
Yeah.
So if you pushed up on the up stick, maybe that thing looks up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't my idea. Somebody gave me that idea.
Yeah. Possible.
Adrian, you ever had a C-Fly drone or know anything about C-Fly?
What was that, Ron?
Have you ever had a C-Fly drone or seen one?
No, sir.
I know they've been around for a while. I've never owned one either.
I've had a few.
They are affordable, right?
They are, yeah. So they used to rebrand them as what was Banggood's old brand name? I can't. Eachine.
Yeah.
But then I've had the original C-Fly Faith, and then I've had the Eachine version of it, and they were just garbage. They were tough to even get them into the air to begin with. When you did get them into the air, the video was horrible. Now the C-Fly Faith 2, I haven't had anything to do with that. I know, Ron, we both know somebody that had one, and other than that, I really don't know about that later version. I know there were a lot of complaints. People had a lot of problems with them. Other than that, I don't know.
Well, I got something else for us again here. Also, C-Fly also has a C-Fly Faith Mini now available at AliExpress. It starts at only $189.
That's the one that they contacted me about, Ron, that I remember from a couple of weeks ago. And they call this a professional RC drone. They call the other one a professional drone too, and they're staying here at 26-minute flight time. So here's the thing about this guy that might be worth it is that price point at $188. And if you look at the RC, it is actually using an OTG. Well, yeah, we had a picture of it there. It was using the OTG cable. It uses an OTG cable, so it's not a Wi-Fi drone. So I've never had it, but it may fly okay. I can tell you the specifications on the camera were not that good. Again, it says it shoots in 4K, but only at 15 frames per second. So, you know, that's not going to be that great. But to be fair, there are a lot of people that don't care about the video that much. They're mostly interested in, you know, how it flies. And if it flies okay, for $188, it's probably worth it.
You know, I was ashamed. I looked at this on the phone or something like that, and you could see all the specs. Where I'm at the website now, and you can't see the stuff you could see.
I have the specs on a spec sheet, Ron. If you want me to bring them up.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a shame. I had all the. You could see all the specs. Okay, here we got some more specs here, Marcus.
Okay. Yeah.
4K UHD. 3-axis gimbal, 26-minute flight time, brushless motor.
That's pretty good.
They got a warranty of 15 days. That's probably AliExpress's warranty.
Yeah,
that's
but
better than usual.
It'll be out of warranty by the time you get it.
Yeah. The remote control distance is 4 kilometers. It's made of metal and plastic. It does aerial photography, and they call it a helicopter. I don't know why I type helicopter, but that's some of the specs here.
Yeah. Well, the camera, it's, you know, it, like I said, it was only shooting in 4K, 15 frames per second. So I just don't imagine you're going to expect much from the camera. But if it flies okay, and there's a lot of people that they don't, you know, they're not that worried about video, yeah, it might be all right.
Yeah, I like that bag.
They always put a good bag, don't they?
Like I said, the cheaper the drone, the better the bag.
So God Bless America's got a comment down here. I'm going to bring it up, Ron. That I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. If you're going to spend $200, throw another $100 up and buy the Mini SE that is still available, and you got a real drone. You know.
Yeah, I make no mistake about it. DroneNation is not promoting the C-Fly drone or telling you to buy the C-Fly drone over DJI. I just bring it up because it's an alternative to the Inspire 3, which is totally unaffordable most to these drones who, you know, $200 it seems to be a good price point. But again, you know, well, what you said about the camera specs, when you pay $200, I don't think you can expect the same specs you would get on a Mini 3 Pro.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Totally.
No, but like you had to figure like the people who are shopping aren't looking at DJI drones. I mean, at least I don't think they are. If they're on there looking at drones, they're looking at toy drones, and they see that 3-axis gimbal. But if the camera is just decent, I would say, okay, yeah, you know, it's $200, fine.
Now, DeMarco, I did see the specs. We're using 12 megapixel cameras on our mini drone. This only had an 8 megapixel camera, but again, not knocking it because of that price range. I can't expect the, you know, what we see on our more expensive drones.
So what DeMarco I think is bringing up that I think is really important. You know, DeMarco, you remember when you first thought you wanted to buy a drone, and you didn't know any better, right? You didn't know DJI was this or that. So if you see an ad for a drone like that, you go, wow, that looks really cool. And hey, it's only $188. You might buy it.
Yeah. I think about like when I bought the Xeno, at that time, I didn't know any better. I mean, but I saw the flight distance on it and the camera looked good though, you know, a nice stable gimbal, you know, so I jumped on that. And I'm thinking if it's even Xeno capable from 3 or 4 years ago, it wouldn't be that bad for $200.
Right.
But we all know that the chances of that are slim to none. So slim. And
I'll be honest with you, DeMarco, when that guy got a hold of me, what he was looking for, he wanted me to point him towards some distributors, which, like, I know any distributors. Yeah, exactly. But I did ask him for one for review to see if they'd send me one, and nah, they're not going to do that. So you know.
Yeah. So again, just information out there. We're not recommending this drone at all. We haven't seen any videos on it. If Marcus,
I got another comment I got to put up here.
Go ahead.
That is so true. Perfect, Michael. Totally.
No, but the thing about that is if the camera is just half decent, the realtor's not going to know. Well, at least most of them probably won't know unless they have worked with like better photographers, and then they'll know. Most of them don't know.
Of course, at that point, DeMarco, they could just show them the AliExpress ad that says it's a professional camera.
Oh yeah.
$200. Says right here it's professional. So, okay, well, let's get off the sea fly here and kind of jump a little bit off the rails here. Now, we've had a lot of people in the chat here for a long time now asking where the DJI Pocket 3 was. People want the Pocket 3 is very popular. They wanted the Pocket 3 camera. So in the meantime, Feiyu, who mostly is a maker of gimbals, I'm probably not saying that name right, they have released their own version of the Pocket 3. It's available now to order on Kickstarter. And, is this a DJI Pocket killer? Now, I've done a little bit of research on this here. And the gimmick it has is you could detach the camera from the kind of handle, and the camera's magnetic. You can stick it on something magnetic, and you can control it, from whatever Bluetooth distance away with this handle. And that looks like a pretty trick. Like people stick it on the hood of their car and drive along, and they stop and start the video from inside with the handle, and that's really good gimmick. But if you look at the specs of this Feiyu Pocket 3, it looks like it's the same specs for the Pocket 2, which sounds good, but when the Pocket 3 comes out next month, it's already going to be dated on the specs. Did anybody? I posted this on DroneNation and sent to a couple people. Anybody get a chance to look at this Feiyu Pocket 3?
I didn't look at it in detail, except for to look at that gimmick that you said, Ron, where you can detach the camera, which in some cases might be kind of handy to some people. But yeah.
I saw the video when you sent it. I thought it was pretty cool. How would I use that for what I would do? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I would find a way to do it. Was there a price on it?
I think if you just buy you could buy it in pieces too. If you buy just the stick-on camera, that's only around $200 because you don't need that handle. You can control it with the phone app. They have an app and you control the phone. But if you include that handle, it's more like $300.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's something different, though. I'm not mad at them. Hey, you know what? Yeah.
And, hey, Ron, someone in the chat made a comment. I think the name is JAA, something about, have anybody heard of any leaks of the DJI Mavic Air 3? Has that even came up? Marcus, Ron, DeMarco, Scott, or anybody in the chat? Have you guys heard anything about it?
Not at all.
Okay.
I have heard something, but I'm not telling. How about that?
There you go. Adrian,
DNA.
Of course, we've heard all this from the beginning of the year, and I think it was Deals Drones. Somebody said that we should look forward, I guess, in the April, early May period. But outside of people say it's coming, we haven't heard anything about the specs of it or seen any leaked photos or video of it. So it's been pretty quiet on that drone for a while. So now people are starting to doubt whether it will come out this spring. And who knows? Just because we don't hear any leaks or rumors, maybe DJI is doing a better job of keeping their corporate secrets. Maybe it's still coming, but at this point, I wouldn't say it to bank on it for this spring.
Hey, Ron, back to the Feiyu.
Yes.
So Lambo Drives Zambo makes a great point here that if you got the magnetic on the Action 2, it's magnetic, and you got a magnetic mount. You could do exactly the same thing with that and control it from your phone, just like you're talking about with. So now it's making me think, well, is that even that big of a gimmick?
Well, I think, for people who want a mechanical gimbal versus a
good point.
Image stabilization. Now you make a good point, because I guess you can pick if you buy the everything on the Action 2, the full kit, it's way more than $299, right?
Oh,
Unless
yeah.
you get on the sale.
Course. Yeah.
So the Feiyu's a little cheaper, but of course it's not as rugged. It's not an action camera. You got to be careful with it. So it's more, again, it's more of a Pocket 2 than it is a action tool, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean whether whether a mechanical gimbal is important to you, that's on a person-to-person basis.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Pocket 3 and seeing because what we know about DJI is that when they bring out another iteration of something, there'll be something really cool about it. So we'll see whatever they bring to the table.
Mostly, I'm concerned is the price is going to be cool.
Well, that's a good point, Ron. And Ron and I have discussed this in private before. If they overprice it, yeah, then it's kind of like, what would you say price point, Ron? If it got much above $400, it'd be tough.
I mean, right now, what's a Pocket 2 cost? Not the special kit, not the creator's combo. What's just the plain Pocket 2 cost?
Well, I'm going to look it up for you real quick here, Ron. So
and Adrian, Drone Guy 42 in the chat saying the Air 2S is great and there's no need for an Air 3S.
I saw that.
Do you have the Air 2S? Do you have the Air 2S, Adrian?
I do have the Air 2S, sir.
Is it a favorite drone of yours?
Actually, my favorite drone is the Mavic 3 and the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0.
Good drones. Yep, very good drones.
Hey, Ron, so the Pocket 2 is $349.
Okay, so I mean, if they do, I guess $100 price increase with inflation, and if they of course, there's going to be some new stuff in it, but I mean, my fear is a 1-inch sensor is going to make the thing much bigger. It's not going to be a Pocket anymore, and it's going to balloon the price up.
Right. Hey, so on the subject of the Air 2S, Ron, we've talked about this before. What could they put in the Air 3 to? It would be more around things like flight time, because the biggest criticism of the Air 2S is battery life.
Yep.
However, for me, it's not that big of a. I don't see it as a big deal, but I understand why people do. I totally get why that's a big deal to a lot of people. But
figure this, Marcus. You go out and fly your Mini 3 Pro, and you fly for 47 minutes or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't get 47 minutes, but then you go out and you fly your Air 2S. So the next flight, it flies half as long. You're going to think, hey, what's going on here?
Totally agree, Ron. So that's one thing that they could improve. And the other thing, and that we've talked about in the past, because it's so popular now, and it's not that big a deal to me, but that vertical video that people like. Right, so those are two things that I think they could make an Air 3.
And hey, brother Ron, thank you for having me. But I'm about to go and hit the sack. Gotta wake up early in the morning for work.
Okay, Adrian, I want to thank you for joining us. And before you leave, I want to promote. Adrian does a live show. Is it every Saturday night?
Yes, so every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, maybe I'm definitely going to try to get on soon. And maybe I could even get one of my DroneNation partners to join me on your live show soon.
Most definitely. You guys are always welcome. Scott knows that I welcome anybody to the stream. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. I just want to talk drone and just have a good time. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to start charging Marcus every time he tells me no, he's not going to join my stream. That way I'll be able to afford a drone every other day. I'm just messing with you, Marcus.
Oh, that's cool. We're good, man.
Hey, and Adrian, before you go, I do want to shout you out. You did a live show about a month or so ago when you had Vic Moss on, and you guys talked about all the rules and regs and FRIAs and all that stuff. That was a great show. I watched and I studied, and I watched it so much. I got Vic to come on here, and that was all because of your great show you put on that night.
Appreciate it. He's I think that time was the second time he actually came to my show before, and he's always willing to give us the insight. He tells me that I need to give him, I think, about a good week or 2 weeks in advance, notice if I wanted to come on. He's pretty good about coming on when he's available, and I really appreciate that. One more thing, Ron, since you actually did promote, my drone channel, I do have a second one, but it's all about my guns only. Instead Drones is Adrian Mateo. Guns with a Z at the end. Gunz.
Okay.
If anybody's not subscribed, please take a look at it. It's strictly about guns. I'm a gun fanatic. I'm a collector as well. I guess I'm one of those gun nuts that believe in his guns, God, and Bible, if you want to put it in those words.
There you go. And real quick, you're coming to the meetup, South Florida meetup one first, aren't you?
Most definitely. This will be my
There
third
you-
year. Yes, sir.
Yep. So anybody hasn't met Adrian, and you're at the Florida Drone meetup, go up and say hello, right?
Of course, most definitely. Except I'm gonna have to go ahead and keep Scott, because the last time Scott almost gave me a big old juicy kiss, like Carlos and who else did it? Carlos, Jim,
Charlie.
yeah, Joe Psyche,
Big
Charlie,
juicy kiss.
and big old kiss in my mouth. I had to run, DeMarcus.
Ron
Right, man.
Lockwood's not
Yeah.
coming this year, so you won't get one from Ron.
No, he's
Ron
not.
Lockwood.
Unfortunately, I don't think so.
That was your
all right,
roommate,
Adrian.
wasn't it?
All right, Adrian. We appreciate you for coming on tonight. It's great having you on. We'll get you back, sometime in the near future. So, and we'll see you April 1st.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
So we got one more story on the agenda here, and then we'll go around and maybe talk about some things that not in the agenda. DJI issued a statement on Twitter last week concerning the location of DJI drone operators. I guess the dreaded remote ID, even though they never used the term remote ID. I'm going to read through this quickly here. This is quote. This is just I'm reading straight off their website what they said. We have noted recent concerns by media outlets. I wonder if they mean DroneNation is a media outlet about the ability to determine the location of DJI drone operators. These concerns were based on a research paper published by the Ruhr University Bochum. I probably didn't say that right. Whose authors alerted us via bug bounty program last year. We also appreciate the researchers identified a number of vulnerabilities which DJI swiftly fixed before the research paper was published. The drone ID solution that DJI designed a few years ago was aligned with the regulatory remote ID solutions in many jurisdictions, including the United States and the European Union, which have adopted these as mandatory requirements as a new industry standard. We also recognize the heightened expectations of data security in recent years. I think they meant to say years. If it's written here as years. Safety is DJI's top priority. We will evaluate international safety and legal requirements for remote ID and explore possibilities in the future. Now we'll go to our proud Florida State grad here and let him dissect what they're trying to say here, DeMarco.
I mean, what's the big? Okay, so there's a security flaw for data, I'm guessing. So
I think the issue is
get into your phone or something. I mean,
no, DeMarco. I think the issue is that they could tell where the operator is located, where the person with the ground station is at.
okay.
Which totally makes sense, because obviously your drone has to know the GPS location of the ground station, etc. So it makes sense that data has always been there. But what they're saying is even I believe pre-remote ID, they're saying that people could hack that data stream and find out where the operator is. Which Aeroscope works, but of course Aeroscope is not a hack.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this was just them just admitting some past faults in their remote ID system.
I think it's pre-remote ID, but now that remote ID is there, listen, we all know that it's going to show the ground station location. Ray Kelly's got a post up here that I agree with.
I'm so far behind you. Put it up, please.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, that's right, Ray. And Ray is a former Leo. I am absolutely okay with any of the authorities, whether they're the fire department, the police, or whatever, I'm totally fine with them knowing where I'm at with the RC. Like most of you people, I just don't want the general public, some guy with his cell phone and saying, "Oh yeah, that guy's over there." You know, I mean that's anyway. For what it's worth,
we've been talking about that for over a year, and people directly ask the FFA about it, and they just talk around the concerns of safety. Now, we've said this before in the past. If remote ID does lead to somebody getting, I don't know, robbed, beat up, worse yet, murdered, who's going to be liable for that? Will somebody able to sue?
Well, here,
FAA
I mean,
for putting those requirements on that got somebody possibly even killed.
Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan.
There you go, Scott.
Here's one thing. So maybe with that app that they're talking about, how people can see where you're at, before you actually sign up for the app, or like after you log into it, like you read the basic rules of flying, and if some of the rules are there, even that would inform people. You know, I see someone flying over my house. That's not illegal to fly over your house, right there. Because what I said last week is, what I'm worried about is people who just see a drone and think it's illegal.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Some Karens think just flying a drone any place is illegal.
Yeah.
Hey, so Wayne B is asking why the fire department needs to know. So the fire department is out on a fire, and they're trying to put their own drones in the air, and there's other people out there. Yeah, they're going to want to know why some idiot is flying a drone over their situation. So yeah, I'm fine with the fire department knowing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there was a fire down at the Jersey Shore a couple of years ago, and local TV stations, privateers were launching their drones. You know, it was kind of, the fire was kind of over by that point. It may have been okay by then, but over the site. Scott, go ahead.
How close is too close to an event like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's up to them.
I've wondered the same thing, Scott. That's a good point. I don't know. I totally agree with you. I've wondered about that as well. So in other words, we all know that we want to stay way away from a forest fire or something like that.
Emergency, yeah.
Because of the fire retardant drops and whatever's they have in the air. Mm-hmm. But if I'm 10 miles away videoing the smoke going up in the air, is that okay? I don't know. I agree with you.
I'll give you an example. I'm technically right beside the interstate. I knew an accident happened because I watched the cars back up. Well, I decided to pick my drone up and see if I could see what happened, how far up or whatever. Now, I didn't go anywhere, and I stayed close to the trees, but that's what made me think of that. Is like, well, when am I kind of in jeopardy of jeopardizing the event?
I agree. I don't. That's not very clear, is it? I don't know either.
Yeah, there's definitely no guidelines to that in the. As I could see in the Part 107 training.
Dennis is calling me out.
But like when there are no guidelines for it, that just leads up to the police saying, well, like, we don't like it there and you're too close. Well, like you could be 300 feet away, but like they don't like it. So now you're all hemmed up for nothing.
Yeah, I don't have the answer to Mark.
30-mile radius is what Texar Michael said.
Oh, so Mike would know. Yeah. Wow, that's something.
I mean, that's crazy. That's
that is
30-mile radius.
Barkley says the same thing.
You can almost never fly then.
Hold it. Barkley's got a good point here, and you just skipped over it, Ron. It was
I wanted to go to Mike's,
but
I'll go back.
So I've seen those before. Thank you for that, Barkley. I've seen those before on Before You Fly. You look at the app. We've had fire events here, and there'll be a big spot on Before You Fly showing that, hey, this is a no-fly zone. And actually, if you look on SkyVector and you look at the sectional chart, that's live too. If you look at it online, and it will show you that where the NFC is. So thank you.
And Mike may be joking too, because I see LOL at the end of it. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. And well, to that point, Scott, say you went to your local park to fly. You had no idea there was a fire in your town. And say your town's not a big town. Your town's not 30 miles big. You just went to the park to fly. You had no idea there was what if the fire erupted during your flight or whatever? You don't even know it's happened. What if you're not looking at flying that direction, whatever?
Well, now, Ron, you know, if you grow up in a small town and the fire engine goes out, everybody chases it.
Yeah. And back in the old days, everybody had their, what do you call those radios where you could pick up the fire calls?
CV or a scanner.
Scanners. Yeah, everybody had scanners. Yeah. And wait a minute. And the thing is, we used to always do that in small town, and we never got in trouble for being too close to fire in our cars.
Well, the opposite of it. I remember chasing a fire like that, and we came to a local farmer's place that the guy I was with actually had worked on his farm, and they couldn't get the tractor out. Well, he knew how to start it. He ran in there real quick, started the tractor, and drove it out so he didn't lose his tractor. So instead, you actually participate. You actually help.
Right.
So
so we don't know what's going to. Lambo says your spotter's going to see it.
That was good. So I'll tell you.
I don't fly FPV, so I don't fly FPV or beyond line of sight. I don't need a spotter.
So I'll tell you a quick fire story that has nothing to do with drones. So in my days running a fleet, we had a dairy trailer, tractor trailer, 48-foot trailer with a tandem axle tractor underneath it. The reefer of the trailer, while the guy's going down the road, caught on fire, right? Yeah. Caught on fire. Yeah. And so he was smart enough to pull it over and get it out of the way. And he was also smart enough to unhitch the tractor and pull the tractor out away from the trailer. That magnesium and aluminum trailer burned, full of milk, by the way, burned to the ground. I mean, to the ground, nothing but melted metal and ashes. Anyway, not that has anything to do with drones. I just thought it was funny.
Your best fire story, though. Yeah. I've never, without trying to, I've never flown near a fire or seen a fire when I was flying. Now I'm not counting somebody burn. Does that count somebody burning some trash in their backyard, Scott?
I don't recommend it. And
well, you grew up in a country. A lot of people burn stuff in their backyard.
Well, it's not just that.
Absolutely. Actually, you know Tim Allen, right?
The famous TV comedian.
Yeah, and you always have to do a little bit better, right? Well, that can get you in trouble, because that's exactly what I was doing. I'd already gotten a shot, done everything good. And I was like, man, I'm gonna just kind of frame up the picture a little bit, because I was up above it. And I got too low, and I mean, if you know fires, man, they create a lot of heat. And
heat rises.
And I just got down into that and messed up. So.
And our drones are sensitive to heat, right? Marcus, they all have heat levels on them. You have heat tolerances on them.
They do. Hey, so the last guy I thought to say it was Michael said, yeah, did I hear reefer?
Yeah, that's what you called them, right?
Refrigerated trailer, Mike.
Yeah.
We'll scold Mike when he gets to Florida for that.
Yeah.
Ray Kelly says the same thing with boat fires. Move the surrounding boats.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess we covered a lot of ground tonight. If you consider, all that great information on those C-Fly drones. But I am anxious to see if those C-Fly drones, if they really are worth $200, if they're that quality, So, yeah,
we'll start to see some of the as people get a hold of them. We'll hopefully see some reviews, and you know what? If it's a decent drone for $200, more power to them. I love it.
Right, and hopefully
Casey is in there. I figured he was lurking.
Who you looking for?
Bob Casey, I see.
Oh, Bob Casey.
That's actually my roommate this year.
I heard Bob Casey's. Ray told me the other day. Captain Ray told me Bob Casey's is coming to the meetup. He was at the first Florida drone meetup, but I don't think he attended last year.
He is not. He's my roommate, so I know good and well he's coming.
You better come.
I only room with Bob's because last year I roomed with Bob Dempsey, but he's bringing his family this year. So
hell, Bob Dempsey's bringing half of Nevada with him.
Tell me about
and Bob Casey's going to be better bodyguard for you too, right?
Oh, hey,
well, I doubt it. I don't know.
Speaking of Bob Dempsey, I don't know if he's on right now, but I got these in the mail today. So, Bob, if you're watching, thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Well, we'll look forward to me seeing Bob in a couple of weeks here. His wife's bringing her drone also, I believe.
Wow.
Yep, she is. He got her a Mini too, didn't he?
A regular Mini too?
I believe a regular Mini too. Yeah.
He wanted to get it before it went away, right?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
There you go, Scott. You got a shout out. Ray Kelly says, great guest tonight.
Thanks, Ray Kelly.
Ray, we've been saving up. It costs a lot of money to get Scott in the show, so we've been saving our pennies and to get him on here.
Well, y'all are a great bunch of guys, and I mean, look, I'll be honest, I don't always make the show at this time because, well, I get up early too, but man, I'm gonna tell you that I couldn't turn down a opportunity to be on this show. Now I watch your show all the time. The late shows I end up catching at a different time, just earlier. A lot of times when I come in here real early, I might put one of the shows on and listen to it while I'm working. So
yeah, that's the thing I do.
But I really enjoyed this show.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Scott. That means a lot to us, really.
Mrs. France, is it coming or to the meetup?
I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
No, she came with me to the Spin Up.
She came to Spin Up. I met her. Yeah.
We had a really good time there, but I think she also knows what this event is, and she's like, I can only do so much quilt shopping and this and that, and she'd rather go do that on her own anyway. So
tell her that I'll miss her. All right, I saw her in Florida in there. Yeah.
She's the personality of the.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Well, hey Scott, what we're going to do for DeMarco this year, we will take DeMarco to our secret spot flying field that Marcus and I actually discovered the first day we were there, where Max Air flew his plane.
Yes.
The second, not when we discovered it, but we took him back to our secret site. Max Air flew that plane. DeMarco, our secret site has its own landing field on it.
I think I remember because that was a place that I called you guys when you were mid-flight,
right? Yeah, we were mid-flight. Yeah.
That was a great spot, Scott, because it was a big space between two different condo areas. So you had a nice wide space, but I said with condos, it was a nice break in the beach there to fly.
It really was a good spot, and like I said, I went to the other end just to kind of get separation. Yeah, so we wouldn't have interference with the radios.
Because UFPV guys have to be careful of that, right? You get messed up by the camera drones, right?
I don't know if the camera drones do, but if you have another, especially DJI, right beside each other, I think you got to be at least 8 feet apart or something like that. And
okay.
Hey, Scott, I got a question for you. When you were talking about that day and you were talking about you had a crash, was it because of radio interference?
So when you fly with people, you're supposed to drop your wattage down to like 25 milliwatts, whereas you can pump it all the way up to 1,200 milliwatts. Well, when you're flying by yourself, you pump it way up and you fly as far as you. Well, I mean, you can get a lot farther out, but you really don't have to be that high, and especially if you're flying with other people, you're supposed to drop it down. Well, when you fly alone a lot, it's really easy not to remember to do that. So, But every time you do it, it happens. Ask Chris Hope. He was at, so I go to Minefield. Minefield's another good event to go to, Ken Herron's show. Yep. And, Chris is up there flying around and somebody turned on and boom, just falls out of the sky. And you're helpless. You can't do a thing. And out of courtesy, you're not supposed to do that. And we all kind of know that. but it's accidents happen. It's like, oh shoot, I didn't even think about it, you know. So,
Scott, will you be bringing that DJI FPV drone with you to spin up? I mean, to spin
yes,
up to the South Florida Drone Meetup.
Yeah, I will.
I'd like to see that thing with all the signatures on it. Yeah.
And let me just tell you, so the way I got this drone was because Drone Bum's daughter, she's got a GoFundMe page, and well, if you go to her GoFundMe page, you'll see what her problems are. And I actually donated to that, and that's how I ended up with this drone. But it was to help Drone Bum and his daughter. So anybody that can go donate, please do. I'm sure she would appreciate it. But I'm going to tell you, to me, this community is what matters. This object doesn't mean crap to me, but that name right there, Drone Bum, and Back to the Sky, Carlos, and Drone Psyche, that made this thing worth a ton to me. So I love this drone. So
a lot of us got to go to the spin up in 2019, the one before the COVID. We got to meet Paul Drone Bum at that meetup.
So I'm a day late and $1 short. I didn't go to Rick Halbert's first showing, and there's a bunch of people that were there. Now, I was, again, lurking and watched all the shows, but there's, Carlos was down there. One of my favorite people is Ed Love My Drones. I watched Ed before I watched any of you guys, and I don't know why. I just really like Ed, and he's over in Jacksonville, and I can't seem to get over and get hooked up with him. I've been teasing him and say, hey, I'm coming by to get you, but he won't necessarily tell me where he's at. He's kind of a shy guy and doesn't really want to come anyway, I think. But now the reason why he came, and I was watching all these shows when Mike Night Train from Michigan said, Ed, I'm coming to get you. And this was all happened within a few days. And he literally got in the car and drove, man, I don't know how many miles that is, went by and got Ed and brought him down there for the first show. Wow. And, I was really regretting it then, because I kind of hung around with those guys more than anybody, because I was on the FPV side. Right. But it wasn't that. I didn't even know about it. I mean, my camera drone, actually camera drones is why I got into it, but I still hadn't bought one. And I got into FPV because I said, wow, that looks like fun. And I got into it for the fun, even though initially I got in because I needed it for work. But I didn't do that for work for 2 years later, and actually I still don't do it for work because I want to have fun. So.
Hey, I forgot one topic I skipped over, and I'll make it real quick. I know you want to get to bed. We had a second DroneNation deal of the day, a second one. It's actually a drone accessory. The GoPro Hero 8 is only $199 right now, and you can purchase directly from GoPro.com with a full warranty and support. And it's actually one of those deals where you buy that subscription, but it's $149 for the drone and $50 for the subscription, but they have to be purchased together. So you even have those, I think it's three replacements and whatever. And I know a lot of guys that fly FPV, especially the people that custom build their drones, use GoPros on them. Isn't that correct, Scott?
Yes. I have a GoPro 9, and I also have the DJI Action. Is it Action 2 or is it just Action? It's Action 2.
The first Action, the one that looks like a GoPro?
Yeah, it's the little
Action 2 then.
Everything's right beside me, but it's over there on the. It's actually right there. Is where
Action 2. Yeah.
Well, actually, I got my GoPro and my Action 2 in there, so I like both of them equally. A lot of people are saying they're having problems with GoPros right now, which I don't. Maybe it's the new one, the 10 or 11 or one of those, but they're both good drones. And yes, what we end up doing, I'm not prepared, but you usually put your GoPro on top of it and then film with that as well. So
right, because as far as I understand with FPV, you don't want to look through the same camera that you're using as your FPV as you're recording your footage with.
Well, the quality is better with the GoPro. The quality with your I mean, with DJI, you actually can. I mean, if you're only going to go to YouTube and 1080, you're fine. But you know, it can, if you get far away, it can pixelate or something like that. So with your GoPro, you don't have that problem. With your DJI Action 2, you don't have that problem. So most of the time, you'll strap on a extra camera for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. So yeah. So anyhow, that GoPro Hero could be good for, you know, anybody that doesn't need the latest and greatest gimmicks on the, you know, the current generation of action cameras. And
an extra camera is not bad to have, because when you fly FPV like I do, you fly a lot harder. But you can, because you know, even if you break it, you can fix it. So, and actually, if you're not flying hard enough, then you're really not pushing yourself. And there's very small risk or when you do it. So that's how you improve. That's why you see these guys be able to do the tricks that they're doing.
Yeah, what we had John Cooper in the show one time, and he said something to the effect, if you're not crashing, you're not flying.
That's exactly right. Now, and look, I'll be honest, it's evolving now, because I see a lot more people realize, the reason why it's evolved, now they can see. When you were before analog, it was like watching old snowy pictures on TV, you know. And
when you had your rabbit ears.
But as soon as you get your HD TV, it's like, wow, man, I can see the dimples in her skin and all that, you know, and it's and you want to watch a lot more, so you end up cruising more than you do wanting to do the tricks, because now you're looking around, and you might start doing, you know, swoops and, you know, more relaxed instead of just the real flippy floppy stuff. Drone Bum's one of the best at it. I think he, you know, he's taken the camera drone and moved it over to FPV, and he does a very good cinematic, peaceful kind of fly. I think he does an excellent job of it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap the show up tonight. You know, Scott's got to get up early for work, but again, we love to have you on tonight, and we're going to get you back on. Well, first we're going to see you at the meetup, then we'll work on getting you back on a future show sometime. But I'm looking forward to you know, meeting everybody in the chat tonight is going to be there. In case you don't know, it's April 1st. It's at Jetson Beach, Florida. We're staying at the Hampton in Stewart. So if you need any more details, go over to the South Florida Drone Meetup Facebook group. Ray Kelly and Maddie's Drone World and a couple other people there are all posting all the latest information, and there's other events going on that weekend, as well as a fishing trip and so on. So yeah, if you need any details, look the group up on Facebook. So with that being said, anybody have any comments on the way out the door here?
Yeah, I got a quick question. You are staying at the Hampton Inn, right?
Definitely. I don't know what room, but I'll be at the Hampton.
Okay, good. That's good.
DeMarco, you'll be there, right?
Penthouse, baby.
Oh,
with your uncle, was it your uncle? Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, he's coming.
Yeah.
We get to meet Uncle Kevin.
Yeah.
He's coming.
I'm gonna tell you, I can't emphasize this enough. If anybody can come to one of these events, come, because it's so much fun just to hang around and meet people that you may know through chats and whatever. I see Night Train's in there now too. So
hey, just so you know, Uncle Kevin's a little bit taller than I am, just a little.
Well, I told somebody earlier today I kind of look up to everybody, so that's okay.
Is he a thin man?
Not anymore.
Marco?
No.
Okay.
Not anymore. No. Well, no. I mean, he's all right.
Now we all are looking a little heavier these days, huh? So, Marcus, anything on the way out here?
Well, you know, supposedly at the end of this week, Thursday and Friday, we're supposed to get a little sunshine. It's going to be still pretty cool in the 40s, but that's fine. That's good enough. That's
flying weather.
That's almost perfect. That's good flying weather. So if I get a chance, in fact, this is one of the guys that I want to get out and fly again, haven't flown it for a while. So
Oh, the now cheap Mini 3 drone.
yeah, and let me tell you, Ron, the reason I want to fly that one is because I use the RCN1 controller, and I can use the new version of the DJI Fly app, that .50 version of the Fly app.
Yeah. The one is hard to get.
Yeah. It's only on iOS, so I'll use my iPhone and fly that little puppy.
And that'll make the drone fly all that much better.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Waters posted in chat. He has a link up here for the GoFundMe for Drone Bomb's daughter.
Yeah,
Thank you for putting that in there, Chris Waters.
Absolutely.
And if anybody doesn't know, Chris Waters will be at the South Florida Drone Meetup, and he's bringing his buddy Kelly Shores.
Oh well,
he's bringing that second fiddle guy.
Yeah.
Well, Chris is actually the brains behind that operation. Kelly's just the good-looking face on the camera,
right?
Yeah. Kelly's just a good-looking guy in front of the camera. Chris is.
He really can't sing.
But Chris can play. Chris can play and sing.
Oh, yeah. Chris can make you sound really good.
Yeah. Maybe we could have Kelly do a duet with Dennis Lovelady.
Camera drone.
So, all right, folks. I know we've taken almost 11 o'clock here, so let's say our goodbyes, and we'll be back with another show next week. Marcus, how many shows do we have before the meetup?
2.
Oh yeah, what, a couple? Yeah,
maybe only 2 more than the meetup.
Let me look. I'll tell you.
I think
very good. Yeah, we got 2 more shows till we get to meet up. Yeah.
And then we will all be traveling that Monday, right after the drone, the drone meetup. So now we have DeMarco that we would probably pre-record a DroneNation sometime that weekend. And we will throw it in that time slot, when we're all traveling on, I guess, the 3rd.
Well, Ron, you and I might still be able to do it. We'll see. We'll just have to play that by ear, won't we?
Yeah. But it's always a possibility. We got DeMarco, so we could just do a pre-recorded one. We could do both. Who knows?
Yeah, never know.
Alrighty, folks. That's it. And thanks everybody joining us in the chat. Sorry, I was lazy tonight. I didn't get to highlight as many people as I usually do. I was too busy with all those C-Fly links and all that stuff or whatever, but I'll get back on my game next week. So good night and safe flying, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Let's find this end button here.
Boom.